Hello, I'm Kerry Brent Fricke Jr. I'm an old friend of Ben's. How you doing?
Beth?
I'm Beth Former Mark.
One of my good friends also. I met through Kerry. I'm going to be asking these two individuals a series of 10 questions ranging from multiple choice to critical thinking. I'm going to be performing the questions left to right. I'm going to ask each question and allow each questionee to answer the question before I go on to the next. Question number 1. Compared to alcohol and tobacco, how many deaths are contributed with marijuana each year? 0, 100, 10,000, or none of the above? What would you say?
Just from multiple choice, I mean, it's a little vague. I mean, like, alcohol caused 100.
100, okay. Beth, what would you think?
I'm going to say 100.
You're going to say 100? Alrighty. Question number 2. Do you think cannabis should be legalized for medical use? Why or why not?
For medical usage?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, it's legal in Amsterdam for just recreational use. I mean, if it can be used as a painkiller or some sort of salve or anything, then I wouldn't have any problem.
So
with
if it could help with like the easing of like cancer patients' pain, like traumatic pain or maybe multiple sclerosis tremor treatment, you would agree with something like that, right?
Like glaucoma, yeah. I mean, I've got no problem with cancer patients using weed to kill pain.
All right, Ms. Beth, what would you say?
I would definitely say that it actually is probably a very effective painkiller, and that it should be utilized in the treatment of cancer. I mean, that's my overall opinion on that.
Alrighty. Question number 3. Hemp is the strongest natural fiber in the world. True or false?
That's spider webs.
I'm sorry. I actually kind of worded that question wrong. Hemp is the strongest known plant natural fiber in the world. Organic, botanical natural fiber.
Okay.
True or false?
True. Yes.
All right.
Several uses.
Beth, what would you say?
That's absolutely true.
Alrighty. Question number 4. A paper tree takes an average of 20 years to mature before harvesting. How long does the cannabis plant have before you can harvest it before it's ready to be, or how long before the cannabis plant needs to mature before it needs to be harvested? A, 12 months, B, 4 months, C, 6 weeks, D, none of the above.
C?
Letter C, 6 weeks. Beth, what would you say?
4 months.
4 months. Alright. Question number 5. The first law concerning cannabis plant was put into effect of which state? Georgia, Tennessee, Virginia, or South Carolina?
I gotta give it to Virginia. They're so prude.
Alright, Virginia.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Question number 6. The United States government spends over $14 billion a year enforcing marijuana laws. True or false, Kerry?
$14 billion a year enforcing marijuana laws? True.
True?
True.
Beth, what would you say?
True.
Alright. Question number 7. How often, if at all, do you use marijuana?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Alright. Question number 8. Do you agree with the current marijuana laws? Why or why not?
Do I agree with them?
Yes.
Not.
I mean, as far as
being
being able to go to jail, as long as, just as long as a cop can find, any amount that can, it depends on a state. Like, for example, Georgia, I think it's under 6 grams, it's not considered a felony, but anything over that, and depending on if you have it broken up into bags or not, they can hit you with a couple of years. And
yeah, there are a few like rudimentary aspects of the laws that say like any aspect of which can be considered frivolous, but to a certain extent, it might just be an archaic way of thinking to have laws against marijuana. But
so would you change the laws now, or I mean,
I would alter them. Like I would amend them. Like I think they deserve like a newer look at them. But at the same time, the way things function now is what keeps things going, I guess.
All right, Beth, what would you have to say? I'll repeat the question. Do you agree with the current marijuana laws? Why or why not?
No, I think it only actually is meant to. Actually, I think it's only meant to help the government at this point.
Yeah, it's
all honesty,
the more control they have over it, that's like.
Well, it's completely formed in a way that they are making more money this way. They realize that if they were to tax the product, that yes, they would make money, but honestly,
It's just as easy to grow.
CIA makes more money with the current drug laws.
Mhm.
So yes,
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that.
yes, there is reason to believe that they would make a great deal more, in theory,
If it was legalized?
if it was legalized. But right now, I'm
Not
sorry,
really.
the drug laws, they pretty much,
Like as Carrie said, they could be amended very easily.
well, they couldn't be amended very easily, but still, the CIA, FBI, and the current drug laws, they make more buying it, stealing it, and selling it back
At
into
the
the
same
population.
time,
Yeah, I agree.
the black market could also be said to be, benefiting from the current state of things as well,
That's-
though. I mean,
Black market is not an issue at this point.
the marketers of
There
illegal
is no
substances.
black market. It is just a current cycle that is, they take it from people who have it and sell it right back into the population, period.
That's a conspiracy theory, but
Well, on to question 9. Mr. Carey, would you use medical marijuana on your kids if you had any for treatment, for medical treatment such as traumatic pain or genetic
medicinal
disease?
marijuana also tends to be grown in a little more controlled aspect as well. So the potency of it could be controlled, and possibly, in theory, you could have marijuana for kids. So
But would you, if you had kids?
yeah,
would you use
my
it?
point was
Okay.
going to be that if it was checked and cleared.
All right, Miss Beth.
Yes, I would.
All right. Question number 10, last question, wrap it up tonight. If you could eliminate any other drug or inebriating controlled substance, such as alcohol or tobacco or any type of drug like that, would you eliminate any of them? Or even including marijuana, would you eliminate anything? Cocaine, heroin, I mean, you could name any drug or inhibiting substance.
Not that I'm particularly against cigarettes or tobacco, but I guess I would go with tobacco just for the simple fact that it doesn't do much, and we could get along just fine without it. It's just one of those things where I wouldn't miss it.
All right, Miss Beth.
I'd probably go the same route as New Zealand, and I would legalize most all substances. However, I would allow them to be observed by anybody who, actually, in New Zealand, they run students through observing heroin patients, all of that. I would go with that method. I mean, you can't completely control any substance, so legalizing them is not necessarily the issue. And inhibiting people to buy any drug has always been the main issue, and has always caused there to be an issue.
Well, I mean, it's, for example, with the prohibition of alcohol in the 20s.
Prohibiting, actually.
What happened when we prohibited alcohol? I mean, all these gangs, underground gangs
Bootleggers.
started. Yeah, exactly. So
And
if
that's the
people
same
are
thing
going to
with-
want something,
And we
they're
got
going to get it.
we got 2 really good Godfather movies out of it.
The same thing is happening today, actually, and that's what we have, drug dealers.
We got Scarface out of that.
All right. Well, thank you very much, both of you, for doing this questionnaire for me. I hope you all enjoy your meal. Have a nice night.
Good luck with your thing.
Thank you.